Well, good morning and welcome to our time together in God's Word on Wednesday, the 24th of June. Now, I understand it's going to be a much nicer day in terms of weather today, so do enjoy all that the Lord provides and blesses us with. Well, yesterday I read a story about how the world's smartest supercomputer is going into battle against COVID-19. Yep, the Fugaku computer, I think that's how you say it, Fugaku computer, which lives in Kobe in Japan, is reckoned to be the most powerful mind on the planet. It is capable of performing 513 quadrillion mathematical operations every second, and it requires the same power to run it as it takes to power 2 Eurostar trains. It is some beast, it is some piece of kit. Anyhow, Satoshi Matsuoka, who is the head of the Riken Center for Computational Science, told the press yesterday that, I quote, "I hope the cutting-edge technology will contribute to major advances on social challenges such as COVID-19. So there we go. The biggest brain on the planet is at work. The pinnacle of man's wisdom is focused in on the task of freeing us from the clutches of a deadly virus. Now, I for one am glad about this. But the Bible does speak to us of how sometimes the wisdom of man, humanity's best attempts, come up short when compared to the source of all wisdom, that is the wisdom of God. Yep, in 1 Corinthians, Paul writes about how man's biggest brains and best efforts failed to find God, to know Him, and to address the sin virus that leads to death. He says this, he says, "Where is the wise person? Where is the teacher of the law? Where is the philosopher of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? For since in the wisdom of God, the world through its wisdom did not know Him." So Paul's saying that our attempts to find peace, if you like, to find a cure for the sin sickness that we have, will never hit the mark. We always, when left to ourselves, get it wrong. We arrive at wrong conclusions and reach faulty solutions. Now, it's true, isn't it? Humanity is, in our natural sin-laden state, wrong on this. We often believe that we can, through our own efforts, we can deal with the separation between us and God. We can solve our sin virus and we can cure it by ourselves. We can be made right with God if we are smart enough or good enough or perform enough religious acts. You know, last week I saw a Facebook post by a pal of mine that kind of illustrated this point. There was a photo of a gravestone, and it said this guy's name on it. I'll not mention his name, I'm going to keep it anonymous. But anyhow, it said his name. It had a made-up age when he died, and then it said below on the stone, good deeds, 8,524, bad deeds, 167, destination, heaven. There you go. Good deeds outweighed his bad deeds, so he goes to heaven. Folks, this is the wisdom of man, isn't it? We can cure ourselves, we can reach heaven based on our own merits. But Paul says, no, that's not going to work. The supercomputer of your brain, if you like, has returned the wrong answer. No, the cross, the perfect life and atoning death of Jesus, that which the wise think is foolish in this world, is to us, says Paul, the power of God to salvation. The truth is, man's wisdom says there's no way that the blood of a former Jewish carpenter can remove another person's sins. But God's wisdom says there's no way that you can atone for your own sins. Friends, the good news of Jesus will sound foolish in a society that lauds power, influence and wealth. The news of a humble crucified God will look daft in this world. But the truth of the matter is that the gospel is the answer. It is the solution. It is the product not of man's smartest attempts, but God's loving and gracious plan. I pray that you know that today, that our God indeed is mighty to save.